All right, a remote mic. Excellent. All right, we're going to start on time over here. All right. Oh. Watch me blow out this mic right here. All right, perfect. I have no idea. Oh, hey. No, I'm playing. Anyway, I'm just BSing. All right, everybody shaking hands. Everybody's loving it. 4 on the dot. Perfect. First up, welcome everybody to the OC ReMix 25th anniversary panel here at Super MAGFest. Make some noise, y'all! Wow. Y'all are awesome. This person here, real quick, she's sitting right here. Hold on a second. Let me just hook her up with some stickers. Everybody stick around at the end. We'll if you want to put some stuff on your bumper, on your car, whatever. I know you're chatting with people. Here you go. She saw me and was like, OC ReMix, I've been so excited to come here. I'm like, we got to hook her up. All right, wait, what's her name?
Hi, I'm Meg.
All right, give it up for Meg, yo. She's super excited. Super MAGFest. All right. I will try to run a tight ship because I'm a known bloviator. So I'm going to go around the horn real quick and introduce everybody on our illustrious panel. Let's start with classic remixer Matt Newman. Give it up for Children of the Monkey Machine. All right, one of the co-directors of our Tales of Fantasia album. He's also the co-host of Nitro Game Injection. I was on that podcast for a little bit, for a couple of years, maybe like a year or two, something like that.
It's more like, about 2.5, 3
He
years.
tried to kick me off. Yeah, he kicked me off. He was like, get out of here, Larry. And he is currently the co-host of the Bumblecast with Sonic the Hedgehog comic book writer Ian Flynn. Please give it up for Kyle Kraus. Kyle, JCRB. All right, now easily you're our most famous right now, I think, right now. All right, give it up. All right, on OC ReMix, he is known as Expert Novice. He is an amazing dude. I'm jealous of this dude every single moment I mention. I hate this man. I actually don't like this man. I don't like him. Why don't I like him? Because well, that's true. I'm a mean person. He's ex-military. He does parkour. He does motion capture, just like Maze Dude over here. Yeah, wait, Maze Dude, what the? Give it up, stand up real quick. Give it up for Maze Dude. What the hell? Oh, snap. Wow, okay, snap. All right, damn. Oh shit, that's all right. All right, wow. All right, so this man, ex-military, does parkour and motion capture. He's a published sci-fi author. He knows a lot of instruments, and now he's a super successful voice actor. You might know him in Star Fox: The Battle Begins. He did Fox McCloud, that animated short. It was like an 11-minute short that came out a few years ago. He's also Claude Von Regan in Fire Emblem Three Houses, and he's Wriothesley in Genshin Impact. Give it up for Joe Zija. All right.
How are any of the rest of us supposed to follow that, Larry?
Oh my God, it's all good. It's all good. All right, the real chocolate thunder over here. I'm right now I'm the mega stuffed Oreo, but the real. Wait, now our video went away. Oh, okay, there we go. We don't need you now. The video's back. So all right, perfect. We got the slideshow back. Chocolate thunder. He left. All right, well,
that's it.
I know what will bring him back. A really strong introduction. So, all right. So even though he left us, he might not come back. This is hilarious because I called him Chocolate Thunder. I'm not sure. So, all right. Anybody love midis? Anybody go way back to the VG music days? Make some noise. Perfect. All right. So my man goes way, way back in the scene, beyond OC ReMix, back in the VGmusic.com days. And right now he bides his time, not only helping us with merchandise, but also working with and I'm an idiot, he told me. See, he gave me the Chocolate Thunder. Boom, I got hit right there. So he also helps right now with the Gamer Symphony Orchestra and with Zeldathon. Give it up for Jarrell Jones, Arrow, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Now, what is it? We have one of our former judges who also is the director of one of the most influential community project albums in OC Remix history. He is the project album director for our first real community album. It was our second community album, really. Donkey Kong Country, Kong in Concert. Give it up for Benny Kati, Digital Coma, ladies and gentlemen. And last but not least, you know, we got other old school legends like Maze Dude here in the house. We got new mixers. We got Sergeant Rama. I see Mel Decision. We got a whole bunch of folks in the house. But also give it up right now for our final panelist. You might know him old school days as DJ Carbuncle. He is an EDM master, and he's got a lot more tricks up his sleeve. Let's give it up for Matt Sabel, a.k.a. Zalif, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Jarrell, what do we have in the slideshow?
What do we have?
Oh, what are we? Okay, Jarrell, you take it. What the heck are we?
I can just read it, but that doesn't seem as fun.
Nah, don't read it.
What?
Don't read it.
Don't read it. Okay. We've been around since 1999. We're very old. We're like 25 years, 25th birthday. It's amazing. This site was literally started in DJ Pretzel's basement, his parents' basement. I should make that.
Are you talking in the mic?
I'm not eating the mic. I'm sorry.
Eat the mic.
So this site was literally started in DJ Pretzel's parents' basement. He decided that he wanted to just do something for video game music because that didn't exist on the internet at the time. And 25 years later, we're just a massive site with a massive community that is just dedicated to this art form of video game music. I feel like we've been pretty influential. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of resources, a lot of sites out now. A lot of people on YouTube that are making really great stuff. And we really appreciate all of that, and we'd love to see it. But we were kind of the first, and we're really glad that everything came about because we took the stand to make a website where people could just get video game remixes for free. So
Excellent.
love that for us. Love that for y'all. I hope y'all have enjoyed 25 years of all the great music. We have 4,500 songs.
4,500 songs thus far. Let me keep it going. All right, what else is on the slideshow? Because we have so many panelists and stuff. Oh, music examples. Nah, we'll skip all that.
Well, here's an example of the site. If you want to know what our website looks like right now, that's not right now. That's like 2 months ago. But that's a general gist of what our site looks like, what you can expect to see. We've got our latest albums in the top right corner, which we'll actually go into some detail on.
Yeah.
On the right, you'll see all the latest remixes, of which we have plenty on there. Obviously, pretty robust search engine, so you can just go through whatever genre, whatever tag, whatever game you're looking for, and just look for whatever music suits your boat and listen to it for free on the site. So.
All right, excellent. Now, what is it? We have our forum. We have our forums, which a lot of people don't use our forums as much these days. They're we're kind of old, and so we still use bulletin boards. So as I plug shamelessly, and I'll put on the camera too. We are also, back in the day we had the AOL chat rooms, and we had IRC chat, and now we've got Discord. So if you go to discord.gg/OCRemix, if you are not in there, please join us. That's where everybody went to go chat. And we will. I will get back on notifying about when new remixes are out, new albums are out, all that kind of stuff. We have things every Wednesday in the Discord. Zalif is really big in terms of our office hours events every Wednesday night, helping people. If anybody out there is a musician that's looking to further their craft and learn how to improve their music, we have that every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. So if you want to hang out and talk video game music too, I'm just a fan. I don't make any music, right? I don't have any talent. All these guys have the talent. I don't have any talent, but I love talking video game music. So I've been on some albums, but I don't have any musical talent. So
Are we forgetting the masterpiece Toyota Disco?
okay, okay. If you want to end the panel right now, we'll just play that right now, and everyone will leave because it's so screechy. All right, let me do something real quick. Well, what's on the slide before I go around the horn? Because okay, community. Oh, look at that. Well, I just bogarted that slide. All right, perfect. What I want to do real quick, I want to get into everybody's origin story real quick. I won't do mine. I do a lot of podcasts and stuff, and I've said that. Children of the Monkey Machine. Let me start. I'm gonna go right down the horn, real quick. Give me like 2 minutes. How did you discover OC Remix? What video game music were you into? Like, why did you show up on our doorstep?
Let's see. So it may
Eat the mic.
Right on top.
So it may still exist. I haven't been there in a while. There used to be a site, Zophar's Domain. It was an emulation news.
All right, give it up for Zophars.
So back in they used to post when OC Remixes went up, and so I would see that occasionally. Didn't know what it was. Finally checked it out. There might have been 100 mixes on the site at the time, and was just starting to get into music production, and let's do this. Why not? What's the worst that happens? Nothing, right? So threw together a remix that is now removed from the site because the bass line was actually a rip from Head Like a Hole, but that was a Vampire Killer remix. Submitted it, and to my shock and surprise, it showed up on the site like maybe a week later. So he was firing all cylinders. That time,
nice.
but I don't know what happened, but yeah, and I just never left. So
Awesome. Hey, look, that speed doesn't happen. That like I blame Joe. I blame you. All right. Kyle, real quick, how did you discover OC Remix? How did you first hear of it?
Well, I was in middle school, and I was really into Sonic the Hedgehog and the Sonic the Hedgehog fandom.
Well, just real quick, who likes Sonic, man? Make some noise, man. All right.
And I discovered someone linked OverClocked Remix. They linked Jive Master's Chemical Juice.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
and that instantly got me hooked. And then I started going through OCR's back catalog and just listening to so much. First, I was checking out Sonic remixes because I was big into Sonic. Then I started branching out, and OCR is actually how I discovered other series that have great music like Castlevania and stuff. So yeah, that was my
Nice.
It was about 2002. So.
Oh yeah. No, it's important to date ourselves. Seriously. No, I mean it.
Oh, we are dated.
Yeah. So Joe, how did you first hear about OC Remix?
All right, so I was in the Air Force. I was stationed in Germany, and I remember listening to. Well, if I go way back, right, the first CD I ever purchased with my own money.
What year is
this? This is probably 1996.
Oh,
right? I called SquareSoft and ordered the Secret of Mana original soundtrack. That was the first CD I ever bought with my own money. So it goes way back. And then I don't know how I got onto the radio station. There was before Pandora was a really big thing. There was another one, and I can't remember what it was. Something.fm. And for whatever Last FM, I think it was.
Last FM. Okay.
So for some reason, a bunch of video game music kept coming up. I might have plugged in, I want to listen to the Trigun soundtrack, and then it was related, just nerds, whatever. And then I started playing different tracks of people from OCR, and then by the time I think I had gotten back from Germany, I was I guess I could maybe try one of these. And my first remix was a bluegrass jam on is it called Farm Boy or from Final Fantasy VII? Yeah. Okay. And
Toss it, right?
What?
Toss it, right?
No, it was just me. I just did this bluegrass thing where I whistled a bunch, and it got direct posted, and then
Yes, I remember that now.
as the link of the story. So the Balance and Ruin was the next thing I did. And
Final Fantasy VI album, for those
Final
who don't know.
Fantasy VI
Yep.
album. The next thing I did was they were running a competition because they had holes in their tracks, and they were just we got to. So I entered a competition and won. I won with a Phantom Train track, and in that competition won the microphone that booked me my first voice acting gig. So it's it's a really such an interesting. That thread is long.
Wow.
Long.
Oh
So,
man. I didn't even know that. I didn't even
It
know
all
that.
started here. It started literally here.
That's so crazy, man. Jarrell, give it up. What's your OC Remix origin story? How did you
My
hear of
origin
it?
story is I'm going to date myself more than everybody else here. Remember Zophar's Domain, actually bring that back up. They first linked, before they were linking OC Remix because that didn't exist yet, they were linking David's comic because there was a comic called Overclocked that DJ Pretzel put out for 3 years. And then he decided to do OC Remix, and he made that as a spin-off of his comic. So I was reading the comic, and then he did a news post on the comic saying, I did this new thing. So I checked it out, and it was just, his post was first.
Wow.
Obviously, nobody knew about this site, nobody knew to submit to it, so the first 10 mixes were all his. And they were pretty good mixes for $19.99. So yeah, I just got it on the ground floor and was listening ever since.
Wow. Okay. Give it up for the OG, man. Thank you, Jarrell. Now, all right. So Benny, did you know DJP first and then get into it, or what's your OCR origin story?
Yeah, I was actually part of the mini wave of noobs who came over from Penny Arcade back in 2002.
Oh,
I remember
Penny
that.
Arcade linked to OCR from a blog post they did because they used to do blogs along with their comics. They probably still do. So I was part of that wave.
This is crazy.
Yeah, you know, I was a child of the '90s, so I loved, you know, listening to all the remixes they had of NES and SNES games. And to answer your question, I realized that Dave, DJ P, was local to nearby where I was in Fairfax, Virginia. And I actually looked him up in the phone book back then. This was before, you know, Facebook, before MySpace. So just a good old-fashioned yellow phone book. Looked up his name, and I called him up. He answered right away, and he was like, you know, I didn't know my phone number was in the phone book. I'm like, yes, it is.
Was there more than one David Lloyd in the phone book? Or was it
I
just-
picked the right one.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Like now that's doxing. You know?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Now you don't want to be found like that. That's great. I swear I didn't know these stories. This is I'm so glad we went down this path. Zaleb, what's your origin story, man? This is crazy.
All right, so mine came from like a bet. So what happened was, all right, so I was in college. I think it was sophomore, maybe a freshman. Same college as DJP. Like he had graduated, I think, at that point. So I was like, it's like 2000, 2001. And my friend Carl, like we called him Little Carl. He was like I'm tall, so like I mean, let's be honest here. So, anyways, yeah. So he was like, yeah, there's no way he can get a song on OC ReMix. I'm like, what's OC ReMix, right? Because he knew I was like into like video games, just into music. I did a lot of stuff with like I'm a big Final Fantasy fanboy, like huge. Like you know, from like 4, 5, and 6. I think 5 is one of my favorites. That was like underplayed at the time, because like the only way to play it was emulators, right? So I absolutely loved it. Anyways, yeah. So he was like, "There's no way you can get a song on there," and I was like, "Okay." Well, I did a lot of industrial stuff, so I thought it'd be funny to be the cutest Final Fantasy character, and that's why I chose DJ Carbuncle, right? And I didn't think the song. I didn't think the song was gonna get on. I was like, "Oh, this would be funny." So I did like an industrial song, put it up there. And then it was like posted like either the next day or the day after. It was a direct post, and I was just like, oh. And first of all, I was like, I got to rub it in his face, which is great. So it feels good.
Yes.
But and then I was stuck with DJ Carbuncle, which was not my artist name. So I was like, oh crap. So I held that for a while, but it's
You
just funny.
did?
Yeah.
Oh wow, excellent. Jarrell, what's on the next slide? I have no idea what we're. Oh, Discord again. Keep going. Keep going. Join it.
Discord, oh my God. How many slides do we have to have before you join?
That's true.
I feel like we've done this already.
Yeah, we did. Who are we and what did we do? That's right.
done this already.
We got a whole bunch of us.
Okay, this is something.
Oh, okay. I'll say real quick. All right. For anybody that doesn't know how it works, I'll try to give the Reader's Digest version, right? Fans arrange video game music in creative ways, not just note for note, same tempo, different instrument, but adding original solos, adding vocals, weaving it in with other different video game music themes. And they will submit their interpretive video game music arrangements to our website, and we have a panel of judges that is responsible for listening to all of those and deciding which ones are creative enough with the arrangement and are well produced enough to sound reasonably good. Again, we are a hobbyist community. We are not a pro community, but we've certainly had a lot of musicians pass through OC ReMix that have gone on from being just pure hobbyists into being professional video game music composers. Danny Baranowski's a great example of that. Jake Kaufman, aka Vert, that's another example of that. Zircon's another example of that. Maze Dude right here's another example of that. He's done some pro game soundtracks as well. Joe, you don't, well, you're a voice actor.
As a session musician, I've been on a couple of soundtracks, but like not.
Just as a session musician, I'm saying.
Just a few.
No, I'm kidding. But we've got so many contributors who have gone on to do professional video game music as well. So it's a great hub.
I just want to
Yeah,
give a
go
quick
ahead.
shout out to Will Roger, who
Bust the
also
tunes.
like got most of his start here, and now he does like Helldivers 2, Mortal Kombat.
Star Wars Outlaws. Yep. Call of Duty, World War II. Yeah, absolutely. So we've had so many people come through. It's absolutely insane. And so if you have designs on being a video game music composer, there could be worse places that you can go to than our Discord. discord.gg/OC ReMix. Be sure to join. All right, cool. What's going on there? Oh, how to create a new submission? Guys, go on the website. Figure it out. It's all good. We make it real easy, but really, you just submit the game it's from, the name of the arrangement, and give us your notes on how it was made. And one thing I'll just say, as one of the judges, and like Children of the Monkey Machine was one of the judges, Expert Novice is one of the judges, Digital Coma was one of the judges. I think everybody would agree, right? There are a lot of people that try to talk themselves out of submitting the stuff and will be self-conscious about their abilities, but people come through with a lot of creative stuff and probably aren't the best judges of their own stuff. Raise your hand. Do you like crap on yourselves a little bit too much? And you're like, oh, I don't have all the confidence in the world? Yes! You know what I'm saying? So one thing I would say, whether it's like OC Remix doing video game music arrangements or any creative walk of life, right? Don't worry about judging yourself. Let other people make that determination for you. But like as Teddy Roosevelt said, you got to step into the arena. Yep. So don't be scared to engage the creative stuff that you want to engage in. You got to get in there and don't worry about imposter syndrome.
I want to piggyback on that because if there's no better place to fail in music than OverClocked ReMix. Like, it's a really, really welcoming community. It doesn't matter if you're just starting, if you're like, what's a microphone, or like, what's EQ? It doesn't matter. There's a huge group of people that like lift each other up. There's a whole mechanism there. We call it just the workshop, where like you can just throw stuff in there. It doesn't have to be like the high pressure idea. I'm submitting these to judges. There's many different levels before that where you can just kind of like get your reps in as a musician. There's no better way to like practice your craft than like, okay, I'm just going to make a new thing and workshop it. And then I'm going to make a new thing and workshop that. And it's an outstanding place to repeatedly fail forward. That's why I like it so much.
Absolutely. Thank you for saying that, man. You definitely don't get the big wins unless you fail first. So give it up for failing first, y'all.
Yeah, failure.
Let's go. All right, what's the next slide real quick? The judges panel will judge it. Let me tell you guys, like, we take so long to judge these stuff, but you know why? Because there's so many creative and talented people in the community, and now, it used to be where we rejected about 80 to 85% of the stuff that was submitted, no lie. Now, it's probably like about a 50-50 spread, because the community and the baseline level of talent is so good, and we haven't changed the standards in terms of sort of the overall quality bar. You know, we try to, keep it permissible and accessible to the hobbyist community. So we haven't like raised the bar huge, but anyway. New change to the judging process. It used to take 4 uncontested yeses to pass. We did some analysis and we're like, yeah, we don't really need 4. So we are trying to speed it up a little bit. So 3 uncontested yeses to pass, you still get on there. It really doesn't change the way that the calculus works. So anyway, how have you just started making music? Want to get started making your own remixes? Oh gosh, all right, Zalif, you take that, because that's you're the lead workshop guy, I would say.
Sure, this is totally off the cuff. I did not plan anything. So
that's all good.
That's how I roll. So anyways, one of the things I think that is, I guess, the most surprising to me is that I've seen a lot of mixes that come in, right? And they're really close to passing. Like usually there's like one thing that's off, and then people just kind of disengage and then come back. And it's like usually something that's, like a lot of times it's something that's really easy to fix. It's not something that's particularly hard. It's like something that would take like maybe 5-10 minutes of someone who knows how to do it, maybe about an hour or two like teaching them and training them how to do it. And we're not talking about a big deal. Like, and it's just really surprising. So like if you submit something and gets rejected, please come to our Discord and talk with us. Because like we actually have office hours on Wednesday where we actually go through, hey, this is what's wrong with the mix. These are things you can change. There's some options you have. And then we sometimes we'll show examples of our mixes and why it doesn't work one way, it works another way. We're also looking at doing some classes in the future. I was talking with Sergeant Rama, and again, this is off the fly. I haven't talked to you about it, so apologize. But we're looking at like possibly doing some kind of classwork or something like that. So that way we can start training like, hey, this is how you build a mix from zero to hero, right?
Yeah, man. And I'll just say real quick, we actually just had, we need to get it posted pretty soon, but we actually had an arranger do something from the Dragon Warrior franchise, and this has never happened in 25 years of OC Remix. This dude submitted and resubmitted and got rejected 8 times before he got the thing passed. So, right, Joe was talking about failing forward and stuff, and dude, I've been in this game 20 plus years. The first version was no hope, y'all. It was brutal. It was terrible. And I've heard so many people come through the community where, no lie, I'm like, yo, I don't know if they got it, man. This sounds terrible. But if you persevere, you can definitely get it there. So, I mean, like I said, we've never had it happen. I'll give a shout out to Eric, aka Audiomancer. Keep an eye out. I promise I will get it posted next week, and we will shout out to the heavens like you can get rejected 8 times on one track and still get it past that evil judges panel. So give it up for Audiomancer, sticking with it. Never happened before. All right, let's go past that, but we definitely recommend everybody join us in the workshop if you are an aspiring music maker. We do also have we have visual artists that will share their stuff there. We even have a food and cooking channel. We got a fitness channel. We have all sorts of nerd channels. So like any sort of nerd stuff you want to talk about, go for it. Zalif.
Yeah, one more thing. If you're someone who's like really polished and really talented musician, one of the things that's the best for younger groups coming in is like to basically pair up with someone and actually teach, especially if they like the same kind of music or do the same kind of music that you do. Like train them and teach them. It helps you become a better musician because now you're teaching them, and helps them. It helps the new generation kind of love and submit more mixes for all of us. So. Absolutely.
All right, keep it going, Jarrell. Oh, geez, compos. What the heck? Who wants to talk about the compos? Just like, give me like 30 seconds on the compos. Who's going to take that? Zalif, you want to take that? Real quick, compos. Why would you recommend joining a competition?
Yeah. Come on. All right,
Monkey Machine, you got it.
Yeah, so what
On top.
as my daughter addressed the room earlier, talking about the Sauce community, which is, I wouldn't call it a spin-off necessarily of OC Remix, but it's adjacent.
Cousin.
Sure. Second or third, I don't know. We got Rama down here in the front. It was
Sergeant Rama.
Yep.
Let's go, Rama!
Give it up, Rama!
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, sure. Yeah, talk about compos.
All right, so there are several compos. I don't run all of them. I don't run any of them, actually, but most of them are hosted on my website. But Shark has his that he does. There's PRC. I don't know which is still running right now. The reason that compos are good, even if you have no experience making any kind of music at all, is because you can go in there and get immediate feedback, right? So all the compos have different things going on. Some of them are time limited. Some of them are theme limited. But you go in there with a set of guidelines. Somebody tells you, I need this in a half hour. Sounds hard. It is hard. But what you do is over time, when you consistently do it, you create a workflow. You create a template. You know, I'm sitting down. This is what went good last time. I can revise that particular thing this time. I'm going to keep reiterating on this, getting immediate feedback, improving, and becoming better. So there are many compos out there. Check out the competitions forum on OverClocked ReMix.
And to underscore what Sergeant Rama was saying, and by the way, check out his mix on the website, Kirby Superstar, Green's Contagious Eye Infection. It's awesome.
I remember that EGM issue.
Yeah, when you get in these compos, the main thing is you have a time limit, and so it gets rid of analysis paralysis. How many people have some creative thing they're working on, and it's stuck in like first gear, and they haven't touched it in 5 years? Man, come on. What are we doing? So that's what the compos do, whether it's a 1 week deadline, a 1 month deadline, a 1 hour deadline. Analysis paralysis goes bye-bye and productivity goes up. All right, let's move. Let's keep it moving. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Wait, use the mic.
It says competitions. It's in the competitions forum. It is not a competition. The only way you lose a compo is to not enter.
Oh, perfect. I love it. All right.
I just want to say, as someone who's
Please.
a listener, compos are super fun to just go through and like see ideas and what people are working with, and just get a feel for what they're making, and throw out suggestions. Just even as a listener, you can contribute a lot.
Yeah,
to feedback.
This Metroid versus Castlevania one specifically, that our fearless leader Dark Sword, our new fearless leader, because he took over after DJ Pretzel stepped down. So give it up for Dark Sword. Amazing.
Give it up for Dark Sword. Yep.
But he ran both of these game set mash compos, and the Metroid versus Castlevania one specifically, that was great. That was like every week there was just like a dozen new Metroid and Castlevania mixes that you could just listen to. So that's like on the listener front, that's a great reason for the compos to just be a thing that exists and for you to experience them, because you just get great music regularly for like several weeks as long as these compos last. So even if you're never going to participate in them, check them out. It's great stuff.
Yeah, so Game Set Mash, the first round was Final Fantasy Super Nintendo era 4, 5, and 6 against PS1 era 7, 8, 9. So that was good. So again, in the Game Set Mash compos, you have to take your theme from your team and combine it with the theme from the rival team and mash them up creatively. So, all right, what's new? Well, real quick, so I'll say we did, when the Mario movie came out, we did a month where we posted nothing but Mario mixes. Oh shit, Detective shoot, it's not that kind of panel. Oh shoot, Detective Tuesday. All right, give it up for Anton Carrazza, ladies and gentlemen. Hey man, welcome. All right.
I love these guys.
All right, awesome, man. Yo, Anton's been on OC Remix for a while. You might have heard him on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. Like, he's working with T-Lopes.
He's gonna be at T-Lopes concert tonight. Woo!
Oh yeah, when is T-Lopes concert? When is that? Do you know?
It's like 12.
Oh wait, you got it. Yeah,
midnight.
Anton, talk about that real quick.
12:10 a.m. And by the way, I might not be doing what I'm doing if not for OCR. So give it up for OCR. Okay.
Oh, nice, man. Thank you, man. Thank you, my friend. Awesome, awesome. See, bro, everybody come through. What the heck? Everybody come through. All right. So when the Super Mario Brothers movie came out, we did a month where we had nothing but Mario and some Donkey Kong because DK was up in there. Nothing but Mario mixes to celebrate the new movie. Fun fact, so Zircon, he also runs a sample library company called Impact Soundworks. Him and DJ Pretzel co-developed a product called Super Audio Cart. Has anybody heard of Super Audio Cart? Oh, damn, okay, like 20 hands went up. Wow, all right, excellent. So Super Audio Cart samples a lot of the different game systems, and in the Super Mario Brothers movie, Super Audio Cart was used extensively. So fun factoid for you, OC Remix in an indirect way helped with some of the music on that. Final Fantasy VIII Seeds of Pandora came out not too long ago. That is a 5-disc mega album. Let's get that trailer on there.
How's the audio? Do we need to turn it up? Is it fine?
Quisiera compartir lágrimas y dolor. Quisiera compartir felicidad y amor.
All right, man. What do y'all think? Final Fantasy VIII, Seeds of Pandora, y'all.
I just want to say, I also just want to say that album has been in development for a very, very long time. I'm glad to see it finally coming out, and it sounds awesome.
Yo, thank you,
sure.
bro. Yeah, 80 tracks, 5 discs total. It is unbelievable. It's the largest OCR album ever in terms of track count. Not even length, though. Our Donkey Kong Country 3 album edges it out by just a little bit. Before we get into the next trailer, though, I did want to talk with all you guys about our album projects in general. I wanted to start with Digital Coma first because, as mentioned, he led OC Remix's second ever community project album, Donkey Kong Country Kong in Concert. We got to hear from David Wise, the original composer, the lead composer of Donkey Kong Country. He reached out to several of the artists based on the strength of the album that Digital Coma put together. So, Benny, can you talk a little bit about, what was the idea for it? What was the process like? Because unlike this album, Seeds of Pandora, which took a long time to put out, and we've had some albums take more than 10 years, you were on the fast track, so lay it on them.
Yeah, I guess you could say that it was actually 5 months total from inception to release. It was our second ever remix project, like you said. Just realized now we've put out 78. So you can see, 79. Yeah.
Putting up
Probably like 90 if you think of all the other stuff too, side albums.
Okay, got it. But yeah, it goes to show how long the community has been around and how productive it's been. But it was just started off as a summer side project. Just wanted to do something right by the music of Donkey Kong Country, which was a landmark video game in terms of the soundtrack, the graphics, the production value. It was a huge hit at the time in '94, and even just 10 years later, people like us were already nostalgic about it. I thought it was a great source material to base our second album on, and in terms of process, we made good use of the IRC channel, the forums at the time, went around, cracking the whip on everyone to get their music done. And
cracking the whip is still the hardest process of anything related to our albums.
Yes.
Yeah. And, believe it or not, I've actually managed to translate that into a real career in project management. So it was a good first step.
Give it up. Give it up for hobbies, meaning real life career success. That's insane. 5 months, though, from start to finish, which is absolutely insane. I mean, so Kong in Concert's a 22-track album, 2 discs. You even had the tracks crossfade into one another for, kind of going for a more seamless overall album experience. And then, like I mentioned, David Wise reached out to several of the contributors. So, y'all have to understand, right? When this came out in 2004, this is before Twitter. YouTube didn't even exist. Remember, YouTube came out in 2005. So, the hand of God dipped down below the clouds of David Wise and was like, I bless your project. This is a wonderful project. I was like, what the heck is going on? Now you can tweet at the composers, but back then we didn't even know how it had gotten on his radar. So I want to give it up one more time. Give it up for Digital Coma and the Kong in Concert team. And real quick, because of what Benny and the team put together for the Kong in Concert album, that led to, in 2010, we had the Donkey Kong Country 2 album, Serious Monkey Business, where David Wise did the final track on it, a remix of the credits theme along with Grant Kirkhope and Robin Beanland. So 3 rare alums collabing together. And then if that doesn't take the cake, for the DKC3 album, Double the Trouble, that came out years later, he has not 1 but 2 tracks he's involved on with that. Monkey Kong did a great track where he performed saxophone on there, and then the piece de resistance, right? In DKC2, he worked with his composer friends at Rare. For DKC3, he worked with Robin Beanland again and 10 more OC remixers for a massive, massive collab. It's called Spanish Jitters. I highly recommend y'all check that out. And that's all getting the ball rolling, Digital Coma. So again, just one more time, man, because the concept of these album projects, what you just saw with Seeds of Pandora doesn't exist without Digital Coma and that project management skill. So thank you for breaking it down for us, for sure.
And the rest of the community, of course.
Absolutely, absolutely. What do we have on? Do we have the Impact of Iwata? I just want to talk about that real quick. All right, let me talk about it real quick. Impact of Iwata. Don't play that yet. All right. So when Nintendo Power Magazine went away, the month after, this wonderful fan magazine came out called Nintendo Force. So, yep, check out Nintendo Force magazine. Definitely grab it. We've done a collaborative album in tribute to the late Nintendo president, Satoru Iwata. It's called The Impact of Iwata, and these tracks serve as the audio book for the 16 chapters within the Impact of Iwata book. I own a copy of the book. I recommend that you get it. Let's go ahead and hit that trailer, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the album. It was by Zalif, ladies and gentlemen. Dragon Warrior, Dragon Quest. All right, y'all. The Impact of Iwata, ladies and gentlemen. That album is out for free. Thank you guys so much. That is, that's definitely a really meaningful album to even be a small part of in putting these packages together. So yeah, highly recommend you check that out and get the book. It's by Lucas M. Thomas, the editor-in-chief of Nintendo Force magazine, and then his cousin T. Story, it was the director of this album. It was an amazing, amazing project, and can't recommend it highly enough. Okay, hold on a second. 15 minutes. What do you got on there? You got some more trailers and stuff? Oh, yeah, okay. I'll just say it real quick because we don't have a trailer for this one, but I don't know when it's going to come out. Eventually it will. Lufia 2 of Gods and Men. Anybody likes those SNES RPGs, somewhere. 2025 feels like the year. Hopefully that'll be the year. So maybe.
I wrote my track for this album.
Shut up, Joe. Don't say it, Joe.
11 years ago.
God damn it, Joe.
11 years ago.
I was gonna
so much so that I think it was even like 2 years ago.
Don't say it.
Dario was like, "Hey man, how's that track?" And I was like, 11 years old. Let me redo it. And I guess I could build a little.
No. Hold on. Okay, sorry. My man Will is asking, is that the album that one guy kept asking every year about? And no, it wasn't. That was our Seiken Densetsu 3 album, and it did come out. So thank you.
So I could build a little hype on this one. Because I redid the song, I also had I sing on this one, and I needed a female vocalist. And back in 2010 or whatever, I knew nobody. But accompanying me on this is Erica Harlicker, which is going to be super, super cool. She's the voice of, like, I don't know, everything. Like Venti and Genshin, and like, so we collabed on this piece, and it's going to be out on the album whenever it comes out, but it sounds awesome.
Wow.
She sounds great.
Awesome. All right, keep going, Jarrell. What's going on? I can't believe it. Uh-oh, what you got there? What is it? Uh-oh. We're old. Coming in 2025.
That's all I got for now.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
That little teaser. That's a great so fun little factoid for our Time Shift album that'll be coming out. That was a Chrono Trigger track by JSA Blixer, and I think are they the only contributor on the album that's younger than OC Remix? Like, it was supposed to be, the gimmick was, if you're younger than OC Remix, you remix an old game, and if you're older than OC Remix, you remix a modern game. So we've got some really cool stuff. We've got Outer Wilds. We've got Lisa the Painful. Like, what the heck? There's some other Animal Crossing, Wild World. Man, there's a whole bunch of newer titles on this. Horizon Zero Dawn. One of the composers is an OC remixer of that. So it's like we've got a whole bunch of more modern games represented on this album, Time Shift, that'll be coming up. So yeah, just keep an eye out for that one sometime later this year. Oh, Tetris Attack, Zaylev, talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
Give like 30 seconds on it.
It's the 30th anniversary of the game launch this October, I think, and that's the goal for the launch. So we're actually on track right now. I'm probably gonna do the same thing I did with the Star Fox one that we're working on, where I put up like 5 or 6 songs in it. So it'll probably be a lot of stuff that I work on.
Okay, nice.
But it's gonna happen. So.
Excellent, yo. Tetris Attack. Any Panel de Pon people? I see 1, 2. Perfect. They're gonna check it out. No, perfect. Hocus what's the name of that? Hocus Pop Pocus?
Yeah. So like if you look at the original game, it was a play on words with pop in Japanese. So we were trying to incorporate that in the actual name. And the artist is phenomenal. Like, that's like, so he did a lot of art for like
Dish?
I'm working on the website. Denny.
Denny, yep.
Yeah,
Ishkandar,
yeah.
yep.
He's
awesome.
Really
All right, cool. What do we got?
This trailer just dropped, or we just got the files for this yesterday. This is brand new. You're first people seeing this.
Even I haven't seen it. Go ahead. Oh, I know what this is. Jose the Bronx Rican does all these trailers, man. Give it up for Jose the Bronx Rican. right, Final Fantasy 3 Liberation, ladies and gents.
Those battle themes sound freaking awesome.
Yo, thank you, Kyle. Thank you, bro. What is it? All right, so we got like a few minutes left. I just want to say real quick, for anybody in the like y'all fans out there, one of the really cool things that I love for video game music that is done for me, and I'm sure it's done for all of y'all, is like it will open up your ears to try out other genres that maybe you weren't interested in. So like, look, I don't necessarily want to go listen to dubstep, but will I listen to Zelda dubstep? Absolutely. I would give everything a chance. If you give me that frame of reference with the video games, then I'm like, oh, okay. I will give anything a chance. Like country, metal, anything at all. So that's one thing I love that video game music does for all of us. All right, Children of the Monkey Machine, real quick, because you make a lot of weird music. Yeah. So like talk a little bit about that, like what have been your influences, but then also how do you translate that into, how do you adapt it to the video game music?
Influences, gosh, there's so many artists that I think would be an influence to me. I listen to a lot of stuff. Like you said, I think I'd like to say that video game remix has kind of opened my eyes to some other genres that I might not have explored. You say country, I'm thinking of like DJP's "Come On, Bubba, let's play some Bubble Bobble." Yeah, that was a good track, but it was weird, in that sort of genre. So, I've lost the thread now. I don't know, like
just weird music, like applying it to video game music, because like I think you've opened up a lot of people to sort of more kind of ambient and kind of noisy styles and stuff like that. Like kind of, how would you describe your stuff, and then how do you adapt it?
When I listen to ambient music, because that's kind of what my kick has always been, there's usually something that stands out to me in any particular track that I'm listening to, whether it's a particular texture or whether it's the way certain harmonies play together over a very long period of time. And that's always been sort of the most interesting thing to me, is when I take something that originated from a video game theme and sort of take it apart and say, how can I take this same idea but look at it from a different angle? We did a track on, we've got the Final Fantasy album up here, the Echoes of Light, what was it called?
Yeah, Final Fantasy IV, Echoes of Light, Echoes of Betrayal, Light of Redemption. There you go.
We did a track on one of the bonus CDs that was one of the themes, but it was stretched out incredibly long, and whoever was working on it with me, I can't remember at the time, he said, dude, this is like eating a ketchup sandwich. And I'm like, no, it's like listening to the melody frozen and walking around it and looking at it from different angles. And so that's kind of the thing that I always try and approach stuff with is, okay, we've got this concept that exists as the video game song. How can we look at it differently, and what can we enjoy from it if we look at it backwards,
Absolutely. And then Joe, let me ask you, because you've done some really your stuff goes across the board, and I'm curious that, you did Caravan Bowser with Flex Style, you've done klezmer music on the Final Fantasy VI album, you've done whistling, you've done a cappella. I mean, you've got a lot of different ways that you approach video game music, but where do you get those inspirations from, and then how do you choose to apply it?
As you were talking, I was thinking kind of the same thing. It all starts from like one central idea. What if I whistled this song from Final Fantasy VII, and then you build something around like a center concept. What if the Phantom Train track that won the competition what if I take the sound of a train track, like right, and sample it, and then turn it into what Django Jazz guitarists, they have that like chunky rhythm. Like, what if I just have that as the chunky rhythm, and then a whole song got built around it, and it just kind of, I say I'm not a composer, I'm a chef. Like, I'm like, oh, that would taste good, and then I'm just throwing stuff in there because like I'm not like Zircon or someone that can like take. I still don't know what an LFO is, right? Like I don't know what that is, but I can take things and like put them together, and it all almost always revolves around like one center concept. The acapella one was some jerk who was like, hey, I won this award. The track I'm requesting is what was it? Motorcycle race from Final Fantasy VII. Crazy motorcycle race, and I want it in acapella. And I was like, you bastard. Like, and so like that's where that track came from. But yeah, it's always like one center concept, and you build it out from there for me.
What is it? All right, a couple minutes left. I want to make sure, by the way, For anybody, I'll just say real quick, for anybody that wants, and we don't have one for every, well, maybe we do. I don't know. We've got some bumper stickers. We can do one of each because you guys are all awesome and you all came. So make sure to not leave and like come and get some swag. All right, real quick, we've got 3 minutes, so I just want to say...
Before you do that, I want to talk about this real quick.
Yes!
So there's two things I don't have on here, but here's one. Streaming, we're not doing a lot with Twitch right now. We're working on that, but one thing I want to note that we're working on that I hope to have out by the end of next month, I can't give a guaranteed timeline, a YouTube radio station of OC Remixes. People have always been wondering, like, hey, you got Game Chops, you got Lo-Fi Girl, why don't you have OC Remix have a radio station? That's happening. So... Final Fantasy 14 style, please look forward to it.
All right.
Very nice.
We're also working on a new store. You're probably wondering why I'm not selling merch in the back, because that's what I always do at these panels every year.
That's right.
First of all, because I'm tired of it. Second of all, because we are working on a new store, so soon you will actually be able to go to a new store online that's actually stocked, that orders stuff on demand.
Yes.
So you can finally buy like shirts from us again, but also hoodies. We have not sold hoodies in like a decade, because we haven't had any. Hey, you got a hoodie back there. Nice.
Hey!
Hoodie gang.
Well, finally, all the rest of you will be able to buy one again soon. We got a lot of stuff coming, hoodies, mugs. We've been asked by a lot of our remixers for like women's t-shirts for also a decade. So we got a lot of stuff coming in the store. Also look forward to that. Hopefully we'll have that by the end of next month too.
Awesome.
All right, real quick, I want to go just down the line real quick with the panel. We'll start on this side, Zalif. So everybody, just give me like some word association. Like, what is and I only say this because we're old. Like when we do this panel next year and it's 26 years, I'm not gonna be like, and give me your 26-year recap. I'm just curious. On a serious note, though, 25 years of OC Remix. Like, what does OC Remix mean to you? Give me like 30 seconds on what you felt this meant to you.
And I've always liked the community, so I'll go with that. The community and the collaboration. Like honestly, that's made. I don't know. It made me so much better at music, and it's made me really love a lot of the songs and a lot of the games a lot more.
Awesome, man. Coma.
I think what always amazed me about OverClocked Remix was that this was a art form that brought together kids in their teens and early 20s from all over the world in all different walks of life. There was so much diversity in the community that you could see in the IRC channel, in the forums. And we took it for granted back then because we were young, but just looking back on it now with the fresh perspective of age, it was actually pretty impressive that video games and video game music was a common thread for so many people, around the whole world, and it really connected us together. And I think that's something good to keep in mind, especially in these dark times that we're trying to live through now.
Yeah, damn right. They are very dark. Thank you.
So I love video game music so much, but for me, I would say OCR is friendship and family. Literally the closest friends that I've had for like 20 years now all came out of the OCR community.
For me, it was like, I was not a super popular kid. I got picked on a ton, and I was just this like strange geek, like this young geek. And my whole life, it was like I felt a certain way about video games, and I felt a certain way about video game music. Nobody I knew like listened to the soundtrack of a music or of a video game, and I spent all my like youth not being able to explain what that feeling was. Then I found OverClocked Remix, and I didn't have to, and that was the best.
Other than everything that these fine gentlemen have already said, I absolutely 100% agree. Like the community and everything is always fantastic. And just the creativity and the everything. But what I really want to say is that OCR, there's something to be said for having a curated collection of music by hand. Like these days we're fed so much stuff through algorithms and just through computers randomly basically throwing stuff at you just to, because it thinks you will like it. But to have something especially so extensive, just curated by hand, and not everyone likes the judges, obviously.
I hate those judges.
Yeah, they
some
suck.
of us.
Yeah, they suck. But there's something to be said for having a curated collection of video game music remixes. Like, you're always gonna get something that is, if it's not to your taste or if you don't think it's good, it's at least interesting. and creative. So
Y'all have said so much, but art is so important, and this is an art form that has built the community, that has built up skills, that has empowered people and pushed them out to change the world with the music that they've written. OC Remix has been a nexus point that has connected so many different lives that would have never touched one another until they came into this one niche, and out of that has been born some really wonderful stuff. He keeps hawking the Discord, but that's important. Talk to people, make connections, grow yourself, better yourself. Find something you love and show it to the world. And this is a way to do it.
Oh, wow. Children of the Monkey Machine, ladies and gentlemen. All right, guys. All right. So we are at 5:02, so they're definitely going to kick us out like, no, don't do it, you got to go. All right, I want to say, shameless plug real quick, just because, again, Joe Zija is very famous. So I just want to say, here, wait, help me out here. Show some of these prints right quick. If you are here for Joe Zija because you love Fire Emblem or Genshin Impact or like a billion other things, Transformers, Bumblebee.
I have an autograph session tomorrow that's dedicated for this. We don't have to do this. Yeah,
That's true.
Actually, there's a time for this.
That's true. There is an autograph session. However, if you want some, come get some, as John Cena would say. And so, everybody that came, thank you for coming. And remember, come up for some bumper stickers. You get one bumper sticker. We want to hook you up. Last thing, just like this team said, and I'm so grateful for all of them saying it, embrace these hobbies, y'all. People think, like, listen, I wouldn't have my career. I'm not in video games. I do nonprofit marketing as my day job. I used to work at the Carter Center, which was Jimmy Carter's nonprofit, and now I work at Habitat for Humanity. None of that, none, would have happened without me getting involved with OC Remix and being a community manager and just being an enthusiastic fan that loved this stuff and was able to build some skills from it. So whatever your creative stuff, you like Batman, you like Lego, you like sci-fi, you like anime, whatever, pro wrestling, comic books, all my nerd stuff, I'll put all my nerd stuff out there. Get out there. Just like Matt said, just like Monkey Machine said, get on our Discord. Whatever fandoms you're into, get on their Discords and make those connections and change your life. Thank you for coming here. Come get your swag. Give it up for video game music. OC Remix 25th anniversary, y'all. We are so proud to have you here. Thank you.